Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of my Q&A. If you are newer here and didn't see any of your questions answered in the first two, then I will definitely open up for questions again at some point and do like a post asking if anybody has questions. But if you guys do think of questions while you're watching this one, you can always leave them in the comments, and I won't be answering any questions in the comments, but I will save those questions for a future video. I have my iPad here, and it's time to finally get into some of the questions. So first, what core value or belief shapes the way that I live my life? I have a few kind of just general core things that I try to follow. So one of the biggest things that it's still definitely a work in progress, but I've made a lot of progress in it compared to the past, is just learning to let things go and just accept that I can't control most things, and just learn to be flexible around what I can't control, accept it, let it be. Another value or another belief, I guess, is just choosing happiness. It's hard to do that in every given situation, and maybe not even appropriate to do that in every situation, but I would say for the most part in daily life, little things that can come up, don't let it ruin your mood, don't let it ruin your day. Or that's what I at least think to myself. It's like I could choose to be grumpy about this thing that happened, or I can just choose to have a good day anyway and just move on. I think about making good memories, and so if I'm, say, like my husband and I have a little disagreement, I don't want the rest of the day to be ruined, and I don't want to look back on that day and be like, well, I was upset all day, so I didn't get to have the full enjoyment of it. It's like, just let it go, whatever it is, and just choose to be happy. Choose to have a good time and choose to make good memories if you can. Any opportunity that you get to make that decision for yourself, then do that. And so when you look back on your days and weeks and months and years, they will be a lot more full of happy moments. Which, sometimes I can be a little bit stubborn. And so letting go of that and just being like, you know what, I'm just going to have a good day anyway. It can be hard. And it takes practice to do that, but it's so worth it. I think I just feel a lot better about situations in my life, just by choosing to be happy regardless of what's going on. Choose happiness, let things go. Another one is savoring little moments. And I've been really bad at that one recently. I used to be a lot better at it, and I'd like to get back to just moving a little bit more slowly in life, really taking in everything. I feel like it's so easy to just get caught in between screen to screen to screen and never really live presently. But that's how, at least I feel like, you can get the most enjoyment out of life, is really experiencing life itself and not just life through screens or what your life is going to look like through somebody else's screen, because you kind of lose sight of what's in front of you. And along those same lines, practicing gratitude, I feel like, is really important, and never taking anything at all for granted. Being grateful for things that, I don't know, they're kind of easy to take for granted in day-to-day life, like running water, electricity, internet, a roof over my head. So I really just try to be grateful, every day. Think of one thing that's I'm really glad that I have this, because my life would be really different without it. So gratitude, practicing gratitude will really, I think, just make you feel happier with your life in general. At least it's gone a long way for me. Have I ever had a fear of being seen? So I think in general, being seen would be a positive thing. It's like you're being accepted or related to in a way that maybe you didn't feel like was possible before. And so I think that being seen is a really positive thing. But I think that there's certainly a scary part to being vulnerable and open enough to be seen. Because how can you ever fully be seen if you're hiding parts of yourself away from other people? So that part can be scary, to be that vulnerable and to be that truly yourself. But I think that the more open and vulnerable you are with that, the more you're going to find people who can relate to you. You're more likely to find your crowd and friends that can make deeper connections and relate to you. And it also just feels good to be truly yourself in every way. Why waste any moments of your life trying to just be what other people want you to be or what you think other people want you to be? Always be yourself. I guess that also ties into the last question, like one of the values and beliefs. Just be genuine, genuinely yourself. I think that you will find the most acceptance and start radiating like a natural joy when you are just truly and fully yourself and not trying to do what other people are doing. But it can be scary, but it is part of what leads to being seen, which is a potentially very beautiful thing. So, hobbies and interests. What creative endeavors do I pursue? And what do I do when I'm not making videos? My hobbies all tend to be pretty creative in nature. I love just picking up random arts and crafts and trying them out, but that's the thing, usually I try them out and then I abandon them. So I have a lot of abandoned hobbies, but one that I've really stuck with is photography. I've been into photography for a really long time. And I did a lot more digital photography, but these days I'm more into analog and like film photography. I especially love taking photography walks. My husband and I will go on photography walks and we just slow down and really just take in our surroundings and capture things that inspire us in the moment. And so that's really fun. And it is a good way to practice mindfulness, I think, as well. I also love writing. That's one of the few things that I can do that I truly lose sense of time with. I can start writing and just hours can go by and I don't even realize it. Writing is one that genuinely this year I've felt a little disappointed that I haven't done it as much as I'd like to, or really much at all. So, but yes, I do enjoy writing, and I'm sure there are ways that I can combine writing with videos too in the future. I would love to do that. As of now, I've just been like keeping them kind of separate. So, otherwise, I enjoy watching movies and I like all kinds of movies really. My husband and I used to go do something called Cinema Sundays where we would just go watch a movie every Sunday, and then after the movie, we would go grab lunch or drinks and just discuss what we thought about the film. And that was really enjoyable. Both of us have been a little too busy to do that for months, but I would love to get back into that. As far as hobbies go, I do feel like I've just been like really caught up and not spending a lot of time, not giving myself a lot of free time. And YouTube is a hobby for me as well. I don't consider myself a career YouTuber. So it has been like the hobby that has kind of consumed the time for all my previous hobbies. And so I want to figure out a way to like get back to some of the other things that I enjoyed doing as well in my free time, just because that's part of who I am. And don't really want to lose touch with that like core part of myself. I think it's really important that I stay in touch with that, because it'll keep me, I don't know, keep my inner child happy. So, do I like to read, and what's my favorite book or author? I do like to read. I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite. The last book that I finished completely was Loved One, I think. Yeah, Loved One. I do like a lot of different types of books, and actually, I went to a local bookstore, and these are actually the same books that I got in. I talked about them in my first Q&A video, but I hadn't read them yet, and I still haven't read them. But I will eventually. These two were recommended to me at the bookstore, so I haven't read either yet, but if you have read them, let me know if they're any good. And from the same bookstore, I also got this one, which I won't be listening to, of course, since it is a visual medium. But I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. I've been wanting to get this for years. I don't know why it took me so long, but I finally got it in the spring and still haven't read it yet, but I'm going to soon. On a non-novel type of book that I enjoy is, I love art books. I have a lot of art books. I'm showing Howl's Moving Castle because I'll get into movies later, but I love Studio Ghibli movies, so I feel like I have the art books for a lot of them. And this book, The Untethered Soul, is a book that I also really enjoyed. I've read it a couple of times. I actually started 2025 out by listening to it just because I wanted to, I thought it might help me start the year off in a good mindset. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it. So, what's one of my favorite movies to watch? One of the movies I've seen the most, and it's like one of the biggest comforts to me, is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. That is one that I could put on at any point in time, and it's comfy to just have it as a background, but it's also like I could sit down and watch it at any point and just be happy with it. So I love that one. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Studio Ghibli movies as well. My top 3 would probably be Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service, and Howl's Moving Castle, in no particular order. Those are just like top 3 ranking for me. I don't know, they're just all so beautiful. I really love them all. And another movie that comes to mind is Perfect Blue. I really like Perfect Blue. It's kind of tough to, I guess, have a specific one because it depends on if I'm watching a movie for like the artistic value of it or what it's trying to say, or if I just want something comforting or something to laugh to. Favorite shows. What shows do I enjoy watching? When I filmed part 1 of this Q&A, I had actually just finished the most recent season of White Lotus, and I had started on the newest season of The Last of Us, and I think I was anticipating the newest season of The Bear coming out. I don't remember if it had been out at that point or not, but yeah, so I enjoyed those shows. I still haven't watched the most recent season of The Bear, though. I need to catch up with that. And now I need to catch up on Stranger Things and Fallout. Those are two on my list that I like to get watched, at least like Stranger Things. I need to catch up. There's already multiple episodes and I haven't even started watching this season yet, and it's right before Christmas, so that one I'll definitely get caught up with soon. Another show that I would really like to watch is Severance. I've heard a lot of good things about that, and I've had a lot of people who know me like recommend Hacks to me, so I'm going to try to watch Hacks soon. I've been told that I would like it, so maybe I'll just preemptively say that I like it. Oh, and I don't know how I forgot about this one, but Over the Garden Wall. I really like Over the Garden Wall as a show that's kind of a comfort show. I watch it to start fall off every year. I even have an Over the Garden Wall tattoo. I have 4 tattoos actually. I'm not going to get sidetracked and like go into them, but I can always talk about them more in a different video if that's something that interests you guys. But yeah, so I really like Over the Garden Wall. Just the vibe, the visual, like aesthetic of it is beautiful, and I don't know, I just really enjoy that one. What kind of music do I listen to? K-pop and house are probably my top genres. House is kind of broad, but I like a lot of different kinds of house music. I also love K-R&B and jazz. I love jazz, especially just those like background vibes, and going to see live jazz. I like live jazz as well. And I like movie soundtracks, especially when it comes to like writing. I feel like I'm really moved by movie soundtracks and cinematic music like that. And I also just like alternative, like indie pop and dream pop, bedroom pop, stuff like that. I really like a lot of different kinds of music, but those are the things that I listen to the most of, I would say. I would say on any given day, if I'm just gonna like play something in the car, it would probably be like K-pop or something though, or K-R&B. I used to be a lot more into K-pop back in like, I don't know, I first discovered it around like 2008, and I remember I was really into like Girls' Generation, 21, Shiny. I was also just like a lot more, like I knew the members of the popular groups and would watch the variety shows and like premieres of music videos and all that. And these days I listen to K-pop a lot more generally. I'm certainly like familiar with the popular groups, but maybe not necessarily single like members of the groups or anything like I used to be. But that is like the one genre that I feel like I could just put on at any point of the day and it'll just make me feel happy. So I love K-pop. Speaking of K-pop, this is a really old shirt that I had. That was like one of my first like K-pop shirts. So yeah. And apparently, according to my Spotify Wrapped this year, my listening age is 17. So that's good because I'm 33. So I think that's good. I apparently listen to a lot of new music and trending music. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It just is a thing. So now you know. What fictional universe would I want to live in? I would say that I have a special place in my heart for anything Lord of the Rings. So probably something within that universe, or just something maybe that feels like it could be out of a Studio Ghibli movie, like a quaint, quiet little town. One person I've never met, no matter dead, alive, or fictional, that I'd love to chat with. I don't know if I have like a really good answer for that one, but I think speaking of Studio Ghibli movies, I feel like Ursula from Kiki's Delivery Service is either like the kind of person I would want to have in my life, like especially whenever I feel like I'm not in touch with my creative side or I need some inspiration or just want to surround myself with people who are genuinely themselves, then I would want her in my life, or I would want to be her for somebody else. I think as a character, she is a inspiration to me. So it'd be cool to like meet her or be her friend or be her in some way for somebody else. If I could transform into 3 animals, one for land, one that flies, and one for the water, what would I pick? Land, I think I would choose tiger just because tigers are some of my favorite animals. And I don't know, they're just so beautiful and they have this like quiet strength to them. So I really like tigers. For air, maybe like a raven or a crow. And for water, maybe something weird like a narwhal or something. Just because they're just different. They almost don't seem like they should be real. And I love that. What's one of my pet peeves? One for sure is whenever someone uses the last of something. I say someone. I just live with my husband, so maybe this is directed to him. But when someone uses the last of something in a bottle or like the last bit of toilet paper and then just like they won't replace it when it's gone, or they leave like a pointless amount, so that's like, oh, but I didn't use it to the last drop, so there's the last drop, but I still have to like go find a new bottle. And on top of that, I had the hope that there was like enough left for one more turn or one more use. So that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. Favorite houseplant, tree, or flower that sparks joy in me? One tree that has made me really happy this year has been my little fig tree. I planted it a few years ago, and this is the first year that it gave me a few little figs. So I thought that was really cool. Although it had 5 figs, and I think all 5 of them together maybe made up the size of like one regular fig that you could buy somewhere. I actually have the last one here. You see how tiny it is? But it is really cute, and that in and of itself also makes me happy, these tiny little figs. So I do love my little fig tree. And I also just love evergreen trees and like evergreen forests, which are not as common around here. But I really like just like being surrounded in that type of forest. It smells nice too. All right, so I've been talking way longer than I intended to once again, and my voice is starting to go away just a bit, so I think I'm going to wrap things up. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys for a really beautiful 2025, for being there and supporting me, and for your really sweet, heartfelt comments. I really, really appreciate it, and I feel sorry that I can't respond to all of them, but it really does mean a lot to me when you guys take that time out of your day to say something to me, especially because you're all just like so supportive and sweet. I'm just so incredibly grateful for you guys. So thank you, my Selenites. I love you so much. And I hope that we can continue to grow this little community in 2026 and beyond. And yeah, I'm wishing for a fantastic new year for you guys. I hope it's full of beauty and full of magic and full of new and exciting opportunities. And yeah, I really just hope you're able to find lots of joy in as many moments as possible in 2026. So, thank you again. I apologize if the edit of this video is completely a mess and choppy. I talk in circles so bad. I think it's one of the reasons that I have a really hard time doing any sort of talking video. I'm really bad at like sticking to scripts or anything like that. So it is what it is, and I just try to work with what I've got. I may be posting just a little less the first couple of months of the year just because I want to start the year off kind of slowly and I'll work on getting like an office space set up because as of now I just edit at my dining room table and it's not particularly comfortable or probably good for me in the long run to do that. So I'm just trying to create a little bit of a better space to work, but that's also going to take a little bit of time and hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. Thank you again for being here, and I'm wishing you a wonderful 2026. And yeah, I'll see you next year. Bye bye.